Positive psychology is something which is already there in all our, mythology books. Everywhere it is there. Positive psychology is not a new concept to the India, at least because it's there from our own religion and from our own culture. But this we have forgotten. So mindfulness, be feeling gratitude, and also being feeling appreciation. All these things and resilience. These are the things that it has been already told in our all our religious book. I'm not specifically telling only one book. If you name any book, it is there in your religion already.
Everyone, I am Jitendra Singh, banker turned entrepreneur and author of the book Perfect Mastering the Art of Selling. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs and more. Today I have with me Dr. Ruupa Rao. She is an ICF PCC coach and has done MSc in psychology and psychotherapy, PG in clinical psychology, Ph.D. in computer science. She is having more than 20 years of challenging and progressive experience as life coach, counselor and psychologist. She is passionate about helping young people reach their full potential. She combines her experience in the field of education, training and administration in helping individuals live to their full potential. The result is highly focused yet balanced way of providing support for individuals and their families who are looking for answers regarding how best they can do to move forward in life. During Corona, she has been working as a Corona warrior in website development with association to Government of Karnataka and trained more than 10,000 plus students in personal development space such as relationship, self-esteem, confidence, work-life balance, etc. Also helped a number of people by giving counseling and coaching service freely. She is regularly writing as a columnist in a regional Kannada papers. She has been awarded as Women Face of the Year, National Award in the mental health space by Department of Women and Child, promoting life skills trainer, awarded as Best Lady Entrepreneur, awarded for Best Training Institute by MSME Government of India, awarded Best Trainer by Ministry of Social Welfare Government of India, and Bharat Vibhushan Award by Global Achievers. So today she would be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome Ruupa ji, the platform is open and now over to you.
Thank you for this. Welcome. So I watch all your programs. So it's nice that you're doing this program. Happy about it.
So pleasure to have you here today. So first thing I'd like to know from you is how did your past life has affected the person you actually wanted to be in your life and what you are?
Yeah. Actually, this question, usually when I take my training, I just say this particular thing. Your past doesn't define your present. Okay, that's very important. Our present defines our past. We try to define our past by seeing our present. But anyhow, if you see at my past is it was very helpful for me to learn and help the people who I am right now. Because poverty and difficulties and hardship, these things are the biggest teachers of the life. So I have seen all these three things: struggling for time, food, and struggling for studying, having very, very less money for buying books. We could not do, kind of a hardship has been taught. So those things have helped me. I think somewhere I was thinking at that time, if there was someone who can help me, because see, during this teenage, okay, so I had a lot of problems at home. With the home, we had the issue of money. So I was just thinking, that time, there are no people to share what I'm feeling right now at that time. The support and all. So now, probably that is when I started thinking there should be some supporting system for everyone. But even then, I completed my computer science studies. But somewhere the human or the teenage girl was there alive. She was telling to understand the behavior. So that's where I got interest in human behavior. So then I moved on to this learning this about the human behavior, and it's very interesting to understand human behavior, why a person behaves in certain way. And most of the time, people don't know where they are undergoing certain way and they need help. So that like, even they don't even aware, they're not even aware, because agar, like if you have headache, definitely you can go to doctor. You know you don't have any problem, go to doctor and get a tablet. You get a tablet and get yourself cured. But wahi, suppose if you have problems with mental problems, like we don't even know like you're having a mental problem, but you will be thinking something wrong in you.
Correct.
So that is where I felt this is the best field for me, because being helpful for the people. That is where that's the reason I am here. So from there to here.
Great. So that's been a great journey so far, and you hold huge experiences throughout. So if I talk about things you are passionate about in your life, so what are those things?
Yeah, actually, from the beginning, I am passionate about training, teaching. Okay, you don't believe? When I was in my 7th standard, I was teaching a girl of 7th standard.
Okay.
I was taking tuition and I was being paid for that.
Your classmate
Because
only?
no, she was not my classmate. She was someone, there are people, no, Amir ka beti or Garib ka. Like I was someone who was very poor, and she was someone who was very rich, but no knowledge. So her father had sent her to me, and he used to pay for me. So that is when I got a lot of interest in giving the training, or I study something and then give it to them, and that was my passion. And but later I understood it's not that training is interest. The like it's more than helping the people. Okay, and how do I help? I see I am not a very rich person, just go and give money to everyone and distribute the money.
Right.
I'm not so much rich. So what is the best I can do? I can give knowledge to the people. Very importantly, helping the people by understanding their psychological issue.
Right.
So now it has become my passion: training, coaching, and counseling. These things, and very importantly, reading, and updating my knowledge. These are my passions, and I
And
like
these
them.
days you are writing also.
Yeah, I'm writing a book. Actually, I'm coming up with my book, 2 books. Yeah.
Right. So we would be talking about them as well. So now,
Yeah.
if I talk about your work and experiences, like how you started your journey, what all you did, and now what is the thing you are engaged with, like currently what you are doing.
Okay. Right now, I started my journey in 2001, R2 entrepreneur journey, because see, I actually after my study, I worked for 2 or 3 years in some company, one of the software company, but somewhere there's some hardship. Again, recession was there, and then I worked in different companies. You don't believe, like I can't even express like how many companies I worked in 3 years. So like was not happy with working with anywhere except in one of the company. Then I realized this is not for me to work under somebody, because my passion is more on helping the people. That's when I started my training institute in 2002-3. That's a bigger story. That is where like there is a story based on my life has been made by government of Karnataka. A movie they have made a short movie.
Wow.
By government of Karnataka. So my struggle, hardship, and how I started. There was a very big fight for getting the loan from the government. So after that I started my training institute, and for 20 years, like the first I started with Noble Institute, and then one more company, Engines of Solution. Noble Institute is quite famous in this area. We were in this region. We were also into distance education, skill development. We were partner for National Skill Development Council and Department of General Employment Training, and a lot of government. We had a tie with a lot of government things. And then again, somewhere the trainer in Ruupa, in me, was not happy with this, because I was then I came to know I'm not there for to become an entrepreneur, but I come there for become a trainer and someone who helps. So that is when I started Engines of Solutions, where it's more on training rather than skill development. So where I use my knowledge and my experience, all these things, and it is exclusive for me, that platform.
Right.
Engines of.
Great.
Then I'm also have another company called as Anugya Summer Camp. This is which I started it in 2014-15. This is exclusive for the children, the teenagers. So it is because life skill actually in 2014-15, life skill was not even a concept in India. Now they have implemented very recently. In 14-15, like it was somewhere there and here. Like I started that as a mission in 2014 and 15, bringing the life skill training to every children, and 10 days, 10 life skills, which are defined by World Health Organization. I used a unique methodology with the NLP, help of NLP, hypnosis, and positive psychology. I used to teach them this life skills, and for which I was, I got my name in World Book of Records UK because I was one of the unique kind of thing which I was using it subconsciously, changing the children subconsciously with the help of anything. So that was there, and right now I'm working, and also I'm an ICF PCC coach who work with the companies and as an executive coach who help the company corporate people by coaching them. This is about my journey so far.
Great. So you are running your institution also, and you are doing individual training as well.
Yes.
Great. And you are engaged with multiple activities.
Yeah, that is
really wonderful. So now from here, if I talk about next 5 to 10 years, so what is your vision, mission and goal in life?
Okay, see, as I said, you see 15, 20 years back, there was no concept of mental health kind of thing. So the people were thinking like there was a very big taboo. "Ye to pagal hai." That's what people used to say. The only word. Suppose if you speak, you cannot express something that time. That was that time. But right now, I can see there is a small. I can say 1%, 2% changes are there with the mentality of the people. But even now, people don't accept or even though they fear to tell to someone that they had been to a counselor or the mental health person.
Correct.
That is a kind of taboo they have. They say, I just tell, can I take your example and give your example to someone? No, ma'am, please don't even tell that I have approached you. And then I told people will think I'm a mental patient. That is there. People are not accepting mental health is same as physical health.
Correct.
So we're all having, how we have physical problems, similarly mental health is also a normal health. It's very, very normal to have mental health issues. So my mission is to spread the awareness to every nook and corner of India. Mental health is not a sin. You have a problem, mental health problem, it doesn't mean that you are undergoing a sin. It is just as good as you have a headache, you get a fever. Similarly, it's something and which needs an intervention. You cannot just take I have seen these people actually just think this also will go by. Right, that Krishna has said this moment also will go off.
Correct.
We cannot use that with the mental health. We cannot use that this moment also will ye bhi chala jayega. No, it is not like that. People think it will go off, but it is a pile. It becomes a pile. And suppose if you carry so much of weight in your mind for 5 years or 10 years, and one fine day you will be broken.
True.
Totally.
True.
But people don't accept it. They say samay ke sath everything will go off. No, it's not. So my mission, my goal, my vision is I can say everything is to spread the positive psychology. Very importantly, positive psychology. Spreading the mental health awareness and the positive psychology to the every nook and corner of the world. I should tell you I'm writing a book which is called as another book which is still under writing process, which is just I've read. It's in the 50 or 60 pages, but concept is there, which is called as Shadaripu, where I'm writing all the 6 sins. I mean, the other people say no, the Western people say 7 sins. 7 sins, but for us 6 enemies of the mind: anger and lust, all these things, kama, krodha, modha, maha, matsarya. This is what we say. So how this occurs and isko kaisa, how do we give the treatment to this to come out of it? So
you are
I'm writing
in Kannada language?
Kannada and as well as in English.
Okay.
So that is the one book which is still in the writing stage because it is asking me a lot of time. But apart from that, my other 2 books are almost it has gone for the publishing. So I'm just telling, once you are aware of mental health concept, when the people are aware of it, all this kind of fighting between and not being happy with what they have, and not being satisfied, and thinking something they want which they don't have, kind of things will not be there. It is going to be somewhat calm and cool. So that is what I'm writing about it.
Correct.
With the help of positive psychology. So my mission is this, to spread the awareness.
Right, that's really wonderful one. And also people don't understand that mental health or mental health issues could be for some time. That is not necessary that last long, because it is temporary, and it could be the reason for anxiety, stress, tension, maybe bad relationship, maybe bad habits like alcohol, drugs, or anything of that sort. That can be a reason for mental health issues. And if you are doing showing aggressive behavior, that can also be the reason of any of such issues.
Correct.
So people don't understand these things, and they also don't understand that this is curable. Only just visiting a doctor, doing normal routine checkup and discussions that can be very easily sought out. Like you need not to go for medication.
Correct.
You just need to
Yeah, actually, this is very
positive.
important point.
Uh,
Yes.
you just have to do positive counseling. You just have to engage with the process and
Correct.
understand what
Yeah.
is happening around you. That will help you to ease out. And the other person
Correct.
who is counseling you or like coaching you at that point in time is trying to understand what is the thing, what is the problem which is creating that issue. So this is really simple, but people don't understand this thing.
They asked for the tablets. Actually, I just came to know, like today also I had a counseling. He was telling like he asked for a psychologist. He wanted to meet his friend, directed him to a psychiatrist. So
Okay.
psychiatrist, actually, this usually what happens when you go to psychiatrist, they always they try to identify. They want to make it, there is no talk therapy with them. That's what my experience with my clients. They say they always go give tablets immediately, pills, and they depend on the pills so long. And as you said, the prolonged use of tablets will definitely harm them, and I'm
Negative
seeing
impact.
it a lot of things. Yeah, so
Correct.
they have to go with the natural process, but people don't. They want an
Correct.
immediate treatment. It won't work. Yeah.
Yes, and also along with that, like meditation, not medication, meditation, yoga, exercise,
Yeah,
walk, like spending time with children
nature.
or pets could be. These
Yes.
could be the release,
Correct.
help release these type of stress, anxiety. So that will help.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
wonderful thing you have shared about how people treat mental health as and what should be done. So that was really important thing. Now, if I talk about the most important life lessons you have learned from your personal and professional journey so far, any 2-3 things which are more close to you?
Yeah, if I say that one thing, learn to keep, like one thing as a psychologist and as with my experience, I say the more we keep learning, the more we are updating, we are more healthy, mentally healthy.
Right.
Very important. The more we are learning, the moment we stop learning, our mental health is gone actually, because there is something called as neurogenesis concept. So neurogenesis along with the food diet, and one more important reason is for the development of neurogenesis. That is, the neurogenesis is something like which says that you are learning. I mean, there are something like, you see, usually our brain undergoes as we get age. There is a theory the brain shrinks.
Correct.
To avoid it, like we call something a brain atrophy or something, so it gets shrink. But to avoid it, like there is another process where to have a new neurons generated, that is called as neurogenesis. To have this neurogenesis, we need to take proper diet, avoid carbohydrates, and second, avoid all the sugars, everything. And very importantly, we have to keep learning.
Correct.
That is one of the things. So, and that is also, it's forget about your life. I mean, forget about your brain health. For our life also, it's very important. If you are not updated, you are outdated.
Right. And you rightly
So,
pointed out, like this is actually an exercise for the brain. Like we do exercise for keeping ourselves healthy physically.
Yes.
Similar way, learning is exercise for brain to keep it
Yeah.
like healthy and in shape.
Correct. Yeah. And
Right.
second lesson is, don't need to depend on anybody. Don't have to depend on everything. Like the more you self-rely, it's always good. Okay, we don't know who will be there with you at any time. So always be prepared with every work, everything. Even as an entrepreneur, like I never, I see to that I know every work, sheet and everything. So that if tomorrow if someone doesn't come or everyone doesn't come, you don't turn up. I am capable of doing it. And even if I have someone, I am capable of teaching them. So, and also similarly, don't rely. Don't depend on your work. Do your work on your work. Yes. Don't do your work on your work. So these things I'm just following.
That's really wonderful, but because that is also really important. Sometimes you rightly pointed out there would be a situation when you don't find anybody to help or support you. Then you have to help or support yourself first. And also, whenever you start your journey, actually, you don't get the support as well. That is the point in time when you have to be your own support. You have to be your own motivator. You have to be your own inspiration. So there you have to start with. Right.
Yeah, that is.
So nice learnings, I must say. And you mentioned that you are working on your next book. Who are already in work in progress. Just take it again. So since you have been working on psychology for quite long and also writing a book on the same subject, and theme of the book is psychology, positivity, positive mindset. Mm-hmm. So I'm asking you on this further, like what is the actual base theme of the book?
Yeah. Thank you. This book actually, the book which is all the three books are based on psychology and my experience in positive psychology. The first two books. The first book which is there which is already there in the printing stage. Two books. The first one is Identity Matrix.
Okay.
Identity Matrix, like how we the self to data. That's a subtitle. So usually what happens, we see so many information, we acquire so many things, and from the childhood, in fact.
Right.
And every bit and piece of this information will make us who we are today.
True.
Okay, that is, there are actually in this matrix there are 5 layers. The first is information, and then the knowledge, and it comes intelligence. Then we have belief, and then it comes the identity. And wisdom comes above identity. So parallel layers. I can always say parallelly comes wisdom. Okay, so now my book is about all these 5 things. Like I just start with, actually I have included many things, many research work which justifies what I am telling.
Right.
So every piece, recently we had an election over here in Karnataka. Okay, so many people were so much enthusiastic. Not only enthusiastic, they were mad about the result. Why? Because they have identified with those political party. Forget about the leaders or forget about the members of the party. Even the common people were acting as if they are getting, they were totally identified with the party. Some party gets victory and some party defeats. Fine, we see and we get the information. Fine, I'm happy about certain party. I'm not happy about certain party. It's good, but when we identify ourselves with that party, say for example, I belong to B party, so I am B party. So that is when all the issues starts. Everything. The leaders will be very happy, but these youths, since they have identified, they start fighting, and there was almost a fighting, and like it ended up with the murder of a youth here.
Right. So simple words, we can say that we kind of associate ourselves with something.
Yeah, how does that process happens? We see, listen, hear, we understand, we develop an intelligence towards it, and we start believing it works for us, and then we change our identity. That's
right.
The key basic of it, the first book. And also I given like how not to fall a prey for this kind of thing. I have just given certain steps also. And my second book is very important, which is completely on psychology, is cognitive distortion.
Okay.
So cognitive distortion is something we can just think either in black and white. Like usually with people think black and white. When something has happened, it will happen every time. If I have not seen something, if I have seen a girl or boy cheating someone, it means that every boy is a cheater. This is the kind of distortion people have. So I have written books on this cognitive distortion, and also I have told there are 10 types of cognitive distortions, 10 type of thinking like thinking defaults, I can say faults. So errors in thinking.
Right.
We say like
kind of we create a thought process based on certain patterns, basically.
Yeah, we create patterns and we just have it. That is when they need a mental health help. Okay.
Right.
So we think, and also thinking some small thing as usually depression and anxiety. This is the reason. An incident may be small, but they see this as a very big incident. A small cockroach. The
Correct.
people have the phobias. They also think like this. These are the reasons for the cognitive distortion. Cognitive
Right.
distortion is the main reason. I'm working on this. Yeah.
Right. So in that situation, what happens is we engage ourselves with the situation. Once we start looking at that situation or problem from outside perspective, till then things would be fine. But when we associate ourselves with that problem,
Yes.
then we took that thing in our head. Right.
That's it.
That is a
Mental
trap. That is a trap actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Correct, yeah.
And third book you
These
are
are my
writing
two
on how we can think, or like you were saying something, I missed on that.
6 enemies of mind, Sheda Ripu, Arishad Vargas. In Hindi, we call it as Sheda Ripu. Sheda means
Okay.
6, Ripu means enemies, 6 enemies, which is there in our mythology books, in our Bhagavad Gita, you see anything. These 6 enemies are there. Interestingly, these 6 enemies are there in every religion. If you take Christians, they have 7 sins, and in 6 they have 5 thieves. 6 thieves. They have these thieves. Okay, chores.
Right.
6 chores. Sure. Okay. Everywhere you see, and even every religions have this. This book is based on that, and how do we come out of it? Like this is going to be a good book for the teenagers if they implement, but it is still under writing.
Correct. So it's kind of connecting psychology to the mythology.
Yes, obviously. You'll see many mythology from all the religions. I've just tried collecting the details from all the mythology, like what they say, and that's the
Right.
reason it is taking long.
That's really interesting. I think these books would definitely be interesting one. Looking forward
Yeah.
to have them. So on to next one. If I ask you like how we can maintain a good mental health with the positivity and impact on overall well-being of ourselves.
Yeah, usually mental health well-being is a topic of my very concern. After COVID, we are seeing many people struggling with that effect of after COVID. So what I usually say that once the first thing is meditation, as you said. There are like meditation people just think as soon as they say meditation, they think of closing their eyes and sitting with mudras and all. It's not at all required.
Right.
Once you know how to be mindful, that itself is a meditation.
Right. Right.
So that's what I always say. So just you don't have to do that, and they get this image of sitting for tapas kind of thing. So I just say that is not that. Wherever you're sitting, even now, like who are sitting there now, be mindful wherever you are there. Follow that. The first thing is the more breathe in, breathe out we do. Deep breathe in, deep breathe out. That's the first thing for the good health. Okay? And second is have a good mind. That is what don't think in black and white. Don't think everything is difficult. People are negative. All the people are around me negative. I am the only person who is good, or I am the only person who is bad, and everyone is negative. Good. And another thing, comparison. So stop comparing. That's a third thing. And these are the things that they can do at their level instead of going to the counselor. This they can just do it.
Right.
And another thing, have a good diet. Food also impacts how we behave and think. So that's why always I say don't full entire stomach. Just leave some vacant space in the stomach. So that will give us more space to think and do. So that will help us. Like the moment you're more full, then when we are carrying so much of weight, we don't feel like thinking anything, and we don't come beyond it. And have good water, drink good water, and go for a walk. If you can't do exercise, fine. You can just go for a walk and solve puzzles. Very important. Solve puzzles. Keep solving the puzzles. Just solve. Only these things will help everyone. Beyond that, definitely I cannot say that it's very easy. Like whatever I'm telling is very easy at this level, sitting at this level. But only the people who are undergoing all these things, they will say it's not so easy to do all these things regularly. It's not even regular. Forget about the regularity. They can't, because this is mental health is just like any other issue. If you get any problem, it's for every viewers. If you get any issues for more than 4 weeks, it's always better to go and see a mental health consultant, a counselor, or a psychologist. You don't need to go to psychiatrist, but go to them. They will help you out to come out of this. Depression, anxiety, any kind of things. If you feel it's not going, even after 4 weeks, please go and check. That's it.
Correct. That's really important because you need to understand that your body, your mind needs some kind of consultancy or advisory. So treat that as simple advisory or consultancy kind of a thing. Don't think that you are going for a mental treatment or something like that. Keep things.
Yeah, right.
Right. So that's really wonderful one. So on this further, how we can positively use psychological interventions and contribute to improving our mental health and promoting psychological well-being overall.
Yeah. This is a good question. When you spoke about positive psychology, I think I told you spreading the positive psychology awareness is my one of the mission. Positive psychology is something which is already there in all our Indian mythology books. Everywhere it is there. Positive psychology is not a new concept to the India, at least because it's there from our own religion and from our own culture. But this we have forgotten. So mindfulness, be feeling gratitude, and also being feeling appreciation, all these things, and resilience. These are the things that it has been already told in all our religious book. I'm not specifically telling only one book. If you name any book, it is there in your religion already. But people have forgotten it. I mean, instead of forgetting, they are not remembering it at the time when they require. They're not practicing, in other words. So positive psychology will help you to practice those things. For example, mindfulness. So mindfulness is an extended version of meditation. Being in flow, gratitude. See, you're giving me this opportunity to speak here in front of the audience. So I have to be grateful to you, and I have to feel from within me. It's not just merely saying thank you will help. I have to feel that from my mind. Yes, that. So I have got an opportunity. Even everything, even the air what we are getting, that itself is a great. We have to be grateful for that. So we are taking, when we take everything as granted, we never end with wants. We say we want more, but we understand, when we understand so many things we already have. So we don't get, that like sense of not being satisfied with the things. That's about gratitude. Appreciate. You see some beauty, you see someone who is helping, or you see someone who doing some good work. Appreciate them. It need not to be helpful to you, but appreciate. The more we try to find out the appreciate good things from the people, the more we try to understand good things within us. Those good things we are trying to get. And resilience. This is very important. All of us, we get challenges in our life, isn't it? We get a lot of challenges. We all of us have come across various challenges. Some people will overcome it, and some people will continue to go down. Why is it? Because the level of resilience. Always, you say bouncing the ball. So we have to be kind of ball, flexible ball. So you hit on the ball. The more you hit, the more you will come up. So we have to have the resilience, and that will help us to face any kind of challenges. Only these things are more than enough. That these are the things that positive psychology says. And interventions are there. Definitely a lot of interventions.
Right. And if you engage with positive energy, positive emotions, whatever you do, that will create more meaning.
Perfect. Yes. Positive emotions are very important. That's what I said. Like all these things, happiness and feeling emotionally connected with the gratitude, appreciation, and resilience. We are fulfilling our, emotional positivity, positive emotions.
Correct.
And always have a purpose in the life. That's also important. Positive psychology says have a purpose in the life. What is the purpose? So also Ikigai, some people can also follow Ikigai. Some of them are following that, some of them at least know about Ikigai. All these things will help us to be well-being.
Correct. That's really important. Like whatever you do, you should build a purpose first and revolve things around that. That will also help you to understand. Like first, that will help you to accept what you are, whatever things around you. Then you understand your own self, things around you. And once you do both these things, then you automatically find solutions to everything.
Correct.
That's really important. Like we have resources all around, but we don't see them. Start looking at them, you would find multiple solutions. So rightly said. Yeah. So now coming back to you again, I'm asking you if you are an introvert or an extrovert kind of a person while meeting people or facing larger audiences. And what do you think plus or minus of the same is?
Yeah. Actually, I'm an introvert person. I always want to have my energy within me. Okay, but when it comes to facing the audience, being introvert is also has helped me to listen to the others. Like counseling, I think that is a major characteristic as a counselor. If you are an introvert, you can listen, if you are an extrovert, you keep speaking, and you don't give space, room to speak, to help them to speak. Another thing, as a trainer also, because being introvert, this has helped me to read a lot of books and understand, learn. Otherwise, if I am an extrovert, I tend to go out with the people. I usually do that. I mean, if I am an extrovert, but I'm not an extrovert. So since I'm an introvert, I'm using my time on updating myself more. And this is also one of the ways.
Correct. And depending on what career you choose in your life, that can add value when you choose that career on the basis of the nature you have. Since you are an introvert to some extent, though you are extrovert also, when it comes to like expressing your thoughts, views. So, but when it comes to like coaching, counseling, then you are listening more. So as a profession, you are getting help from your that side of your personality.
Yes.
So that always depends. Whatever kind of personality you have, you can take benefits out of.
100%.
Right. So your journey has been long. You have done lots and lots of work. And initial days you have, like you mentioned that you struggled a lot. So onto this, who were the people supported you throughout your journey?
My mom supported me, and then I was working with one company. You don't believe I was working at the age of 12 years. Okay, that company owner helped me to continue with my school education again. That he told me to leave the job, and then he asked me to go to job. He gave me books and school fees, and he sent me back. Right. Otherwise, I would have not been there today where I am. And after that, many people have helped me in many places, but these are the two people who have helped me.
Correct, because that was the point in time when you were requiring a huge support in terms of completing your education.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So, if I ask you like how you get your motivation and inspiration from, what are those ways?
Inspiration and motivation is it's me only. As I told you, keep updating. The more I updating myself, I'll be inspired myself. The days when I don't have anything to learn new things, I feel I have not done anything today. So then I'm not inspired. So I've learned this recently. Probably earlier I used to get inspired by every motivational speaker and everyone whoever sees. Okay, see, I've been motivated with them. But then later I realized those are all external motivation. The moment all these things needs to come from you. So then I'm the motivation and I'm the inspiration.
Right, and you keep on learning new things, which keeps you motivate more to learn more.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. So finally, if I talk about your take on success, what do you feel about success?
Actually, success to me it is changing from the year to age. Okay, so I don't know what I have to say call as success. In terms of money, I'm not like wherever I'm there. I'm though I cannot say I'm very much successful. It's fine, but in terms of knowledge, yes, I say I'm very successful. Okay, so there was a point of time when I was thinking money is success, getting famous is success. No, it's not about that. It's all about if you feel great about yourself, it's a success. So I'm successful in that. I'm feeling great.
Once you achieve one thing, you look for another one. So then you feel like this is not actually the success. Success is something else.
Yeah, that is what it was happening. So we can call it as hedonic treadmill. We are on this treadmill, so going further. Unless and if it is not hurting you, there's nothing harm in going behind the success. But if it is really hurting your family or your relationship or yourself, then we have to see that. But what I'm thinking, where I am there. Yeah, as you said, like when I was behind money or when I was behind success. Again, I'm using the word success. Actual meaning of success, like how people say, getting the name and getting the fame and getting money. Correct. So there I have found a lot of drawbacks. A lot of hits actually. But now in this, finding myself feeling great and learning more and more, it is really helping me. So this is success to me.
Right, rightly pointed out. Now we are on last question. Any message or advice you would like to share with our viewers and listeners?
Okay, my advice, I cannot say as advice, as I said, my experience, keep update, or whoever it may be, how learned you may be, but always see to that you are updated now, because the technology which was there, like the mobile technology, which you can see, it's a very big revolution. The 10 years or 12 years before, we had a different kind of mobile, and now we have a different kind of mobile.
Correct.
So always, every moment, if we keep on trying to update ourselves, it's easy, and it's like adaptability. I can say have adaptability. That's the only thing everyone has to have.
Right, and that's really important also.
Yes.
So that was really a wonderful discussion today. You have shared so many things from your personal journey, your professional journey. You have spoken about positivity. You have spoken about mental health. What all things we can do in our life to be mentally fit, mentally healthy. What are the key indicators which affect our mental health also? You have shared few insights. So it is really important that we understand these things and we see them as a positive indicator, not as a negative indicator, and take them as a not a serious thing, but take them as in a way that we should understand our own self, our own challenges, problems, whatever. And when we can take our help and support our own self, if we can do things own self, then try to do that. If not, then definitely it is really important that we should seek external help from coaches, psychologists, if necessary. And also we can implement things related to exercise, yoga, meditation, breathing activities, walking, anything which can ease out our tension, stress, anxiety. So that will really help. So thank you so very much, ma'am. It was wonderful having you here today. And I really enjoyed the conversation because this topic is really close to my heart as well. Though I am not into psychology, but I really like talking about these terms. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I also enjoyed the conversation. You asked right questions that helped me to speak more. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. And I will also share your social media links along with the interview so that people can be in touch with you, take your help and guidance wherever they feel like. And that will help them as well. So guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much everyone for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you and bye-bye.